We know how to create it. We know how to execute, basically using the execute command, right? And those things. Now, if I go back to the procedure here, right, and if I execute this command, so it gives me same result every time, right? If I execute 3 times, it's gonna give me same results. But how do I make it dynamic? Because procedures are typically more dynamic in nature. Dynamic means right now it's still hard coded here. So %J, that is the only result it will execute, and because that is what is hard coded. This is called hard coding in the procedure. So every time you execute this procedure, it will always try to match up with J. But what if I want to pass H or maybe something else in the procedure? How can I change my procedure so that it allows me to send this value dynamically within the procedure? So that's where some of the parameter or variables comes in the picture, right? So what I can do is, I have this procedure, right? So find a patient by last name. You guys have search patient, same one. I can add the parameters, something like this. At search criteria varchar 30. So instead of hard coding in the procedure, right here, I'm declaring using this syntax. Okay, so I'm parameterizing the procedure. This is called parameterizing. Okay, and now what I need to do is I need to get rid of these 2 lines. Okay, it's gone, and I'm going to save this procedure. Now, how do I send in the values, right? Because when I execute, it will throw me an error. That procedure function expects parameters such criteria. Okay. So when I execute, I can send in parameters. Here, I have only one parameter. So I can send something like %J. So now I can dynamically send the values and get the different results. So if I send in %H, I'll find the matching results based on H here. Okay, or I can send something like J%. Okay, so I'll get starting with the name J here. Right, this is called parameterizing, adding the parameters to the procedure here. Does everybody understand what we just did? Okay. So here, right, this procedure, let's take a look at this example here. Okay. So if I execute this procedure, right, as is, right now, no parameters, nothing. Okay. It says, okay, 1 row factored first time, right? So I created the record. If I run the second time, it's going to throw me unique key constraint violation error. Right? I think most of you are getting it, the same error. Now, why is that? Because these values are hard-coded, right? First time it executed fine because these values, there was no social security number. This is a unique number. So it created that. Second time you executed, try to insert the same thing. So we can make it parameterized, right? And how we can do that? Again, you can add between as and create procedure, those parameters. So here I can say SSN and varchar, whatever, the 12. Then I have another parameter, right? So when you have multiple parameters, because this is first one, this is second one, first name, last name, right? So I have to separate by comma. Okay, at first name varchar 50, at last name varchar 50. Here I have, let me get rid of the suffix here, right? So that it makes it a little bit simpler for you guys. Okay. Then I have age. What is the int? At phone varchar 12. At email varchar 50. Okay. So I declared all the parameter between create and as. Okay. Make sure you type in the right things. Okay. Now, how do I pass the parameter? The simple thing would be just change it, remove this one, and put the parameters here, variables. So at SSN, at first name, at last name, this is at age, at phone, at email. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go, since this is created, I have to, if I run this one, it will throw me an error, right? But it says already object created, so I need to change to alter since this already exists. Okay, now I'll run it. Command successfully is completed, and now I can pass in all the parameter values. SSN, first name, last name. So now I can pass some unique numbers here, 2213. That's first. Second one would be at test or whatever. Jones, Jeremy. Let's put Jeremy, real names. James. Age is 30. Phone is 12311. What is the format? Right? Okay. And this one is abc at test.com. Okay. So now I'm passing all the parameters. Okay. Without writing any insert statement or anything. Okay. And I can execute this. So it says one record affected. If I want to insert a different record, different patient, I just change this one to Jones and whatever, and I execute this. It works fine. So I'm making the procedure dynamically, okay, by sending the values in during the execution time. Okay, that's the power of parameters or variables now. Okay, so it's a two-step process, right? Declare all the variables, change here all the values to variables, then execute, save it, and then during the execute time you send in the values, whatever you want to do. What is it? Can you call it? This one? Yes. Oh, if I call again without changing the values, I'm gonna get an error.
The ones that you already
here?
No, when you change the numbers.
Yeah. So I'm just changing the values because I know insert statement is there, right? Here. So I'm just gonna change the different, what are new patient name information I want to insert. I can just change it. ABC, James, whatever, and then run it. So how do I know whether it's executed? I can go and select star from patient, right? And I should be able to see all the new patients that I just entered. Now I have all the ABC, Jeremy Jones, all those at the bottom, right? Number 17 to 20 over here. Okay. Now, if you had a demographics here, right, we talked about, you can populate the same thing. You can add the demographics parameters here, and then use those variables to insert into demographics, using the patient ID, identity, and everything. Okay. All right, you guys want to convert this one to parameters? Okay. All right, so let's do this one, and then I'll flip over to this one. Okay. But when you convert, right, make sure you execute as well, okay? Kind of like a passing different values so that you understand how you can execute it with the different values. You have, I think, a search patient, right? That's what you have. So just use the same one, convert to the parameterize. Basically add a parameter and then use the parameter here. Let me just change it to search patient, I think. That way we'll follow the same thing.